This message comes from Greenlight. Don't wait to protect your legacy. Greenlight, trusted by millions of families, helps you protect what's yours with Family Shield's account monitoring, alerts, and 911 dispatched crash detection. Learn more at greenlight.com/protect.
Hey, it's Peter Sagal. Real quick before we get things started, this is a special bonus podcast for fans of Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. Now, usually, this would only be for our Wait, Wait Plus supporters, but in this season of giving, we are sharing this with everybody right here in the feed, just to give you a sense of some of the things we do in our bonus episodes. So if you're already a Plus supporter, thank you so much. It means a lot. If you're not yet, we hope this might entice you to consider joining. It's a great way to support NPR and public media. Just go to plus.npr.org/waitwait. Okay, here is the bonus podcast.
This message comes from Whole Foods Market. Make every holiday party shine with Whole Foods Market. Hosting, stock up on their Wallet Happy 365 brand with appetizers like walnut honey shrimp and breaded calamari. Plus, save now on crowd-pleasing bone-in spiral cut ham with no antibiotics ever. For dessert, check out limited-time treats like their holiday rum cake. With so many ways to save on festive spreads all month long, shop Whole Foods Market today. Terms apply. Support for NPR and the following message come from HomeServe. Owning a home is full of surprises, and when something breaks, it can feel like the whole day unravels. HomeServe is ready to help, bringing peace of mind to 4.5 million homeowners nationwide. Plans start at just $4.99 a month. Sign up today at homeserve.com. Not available everywhere. Most plans range between $4.99 to $11.99 a month your first year. Terms apply on covered repairs. This message comes from Whole Foods Market. Make every holiday party shine with Whole Foods Market. Hosting, stock up on their Wallet Happy 365 brand with appetizers like walnut honey shrimp and breaded calamari. Plus, save now on crowd-pleasing bone-in spiral cut ham with no antibiotics ever. For dessert, check out limited-time treats like their holiday rum cake. With so many ways to save on festive spreads all month long, shop Whole Foods Market today. Terms apply. Support for NPR and the following message come from HomeServe. It never happens at a good time. The pipe bursts at midnight. The heater quits on the coldest night. Good thing HomeServe's hotline is available 24/7. Call to schedule a repair and a local pro will be on their way. Trusted by millions. For plans starting at $4.99 a month, go to homeserve.com. Not available everywhere. Most plans range between $4.99 to $11.99 a month your first year. Terms apply on covered repairs.
Support for this podcast and the following message come from Mint Mobile. Turn your expensive wireless present into a huge wireless savings future by switching to Mint. Shop Mint Unlimited plans at mintmobile.com/wait. Limited time offer. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12 months. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Above 35 gigabytes, network may slow when busy. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com.
Hey, it's Emma Choi, visual host at Wait, Wait, here with Peter Sagal. Hey, Peter.
Hello, Emma. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited because we're here for another Peter AMA Ask Me Anything.
Yes, not Peter American Medical Association, which I thought it was the first time we did it, and I was excited for my late mother. But anyway, we've got it all cleared up. It's Ask Me Anything, so that would be me, the me reference, so let's go.
Okay, so we asked you, our listeners, for your questions for Peter about anything, and we got a ton of them. Thanks to everyone who left a voicemail or submitted a question through Instagram. Some of them are about the show, some are personal, and some of them are just kind of fun and weird, but it's gonna be great.
Fun and weird. Okay, let's do it.
So in no particular order, this is the first one. This question came through Instagram from @PollyPocketKid. Question is, if you had to listen to one song only for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Wow. What's funny is that is almost literally true right now because my 3-year-old, almost 3-year-old, loves Wheels on the Bus.
That's a classic.
It is a classic, and it's gotten to the point where he's very musical. He loves, music of all kinds, and he likes to go to music class, and I'm always saying to him, hey, let's listen to some music, and I'm putting on all kinds of music, hoping that, he'll bounce, and he'll yell, no, Wheels on the Bus. So I can say that I am both living that dream/nightmare and that the answer to the question is anything from Wheels on the Bus. I don't know. I've never thought about that. I have like a lot of favorite songs that I love. Some are famous, some obscure, but I can't imagine having to only listen to one for the rest of my life.
It doesn't have to be the song, Peter. Just a song. What's a song you wouldn't mind?
A song.
Yeah.
Here's a song that I love that not many people know about, so I'm just going to say it so people go listen to it, even though I think that if I listened to it all the time, I would get sick of it. Yeah. It's called A Little Bit of Everything by the band Dawes, Dawes.
Right.
Can I say one more thing? And I say,
yeah, sure.
Like the song that right now I cannot get enough of, like literally, like if it comes on, I will stop and listen to the whole thing and often end up with tears in my eyes.
Oh.
You ready for this? Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters.
Everyone loves that song.
It's a great song. It is like
That's great.
To me, it's like the defying gravity of 2025. It is like a song for all the nerds and losers, like I, let's just say, was, and I just think it's great.
Well, I'm so happy for you, Peter.
Thank you.
We can put that as a joint choice.
It's a good choice.
Okay, next question, okay?
Yes.
This question comes from Brooke Glassclow. And the question is, which guest has surprised you in the most good or bad way?
One of the great things about what we do, and Emma, you should know this as well as anybody because you help us do it, is when we get something surprising. We always want to get something surprising from our guests. And sometimes that's as simple as hearing them express something about themselves that you didn't expect. I love it when very serious people show up and have a sense of humor. That makes me really happy because, it's nice to know that. I'm trying to think of like the most surprising thing that anybody has got. Oh, I have to think of something, Emma, that you were absolutely key to, which was when, not so much when they surprised us, but when we surprised them. And that's when we had RZA, if I'm not mistaken. It was RZA.
Oh, I knew you were going to say RZA.
This was truly one of the great moments in our history. And I think, if I may be so bold, in Emma's career, when we had RZA from Wu-Tang Clan, musical genius, right? And we were asking him about the usual things you might talk to RZA about, which is, Staten Island and hip-hop and so on and so forth. And I said to him, we heard, you are into so many things and so good at many of them, but we did hear you have an unexpected enthusiasm. Tell me if it's true, for HGTV.
Yeah, who told you that?
I have a very talented producer whose job it is to research our guests, and until this very moment, I thought she was pranking me.
Nah, that's like me and my wife favorite pastime, yo.
And I love it when like they say something about themselves that nobody knew because they didn't know that anybody else knew it. And that always makes me happy.
Which is so weird because it was on People's Magazine, 10 Things You Don't Know. That's like my favorite source when I'm doing guest research. It was on People Magazine. And I heard that. I'm like, RZA, you've said this before. I have
a feeling that when you're talking, when you're like somebody like RZA, who's as famous as he is and has been for as long as he has been, he's kind of forgotten what he's confessed, which nonetheless makes it just as delightful when we get him to confess it again.
Next question. This one's from Edwin McGovern. What do you feel has changed the most about the show over the years?
Thankfully not me. Well, although I have in my own way. No.
You've grown.
Yeah, I've grown. I think I've grown. I've matured. The way it's changed, quite seriously, is the fact that we have wonderful, newer people on the show, including yourself, Emma, who I can never get over, is actually younger than the show, which...
Only a year.
I know, only a year, but still. And as well as other producers on the show and panelists on the show who are so great at knowing things and seeing things and saying things that I simply can't know or see or say. And I honestly believe that if this show was just me, God forbid, it would have faded away long ago because, I've only got so many things to say. But having these people come in, especially thanks to, the producers who book guests and our producer, Jennifer Mills, who's always looking for new talent for our panel, it is great. It is a wonderful feeling for me when I'm on stage to look to my left and see some amazing new talented person who I don't know well yet, but I can be confident that is going to be surprising and weird and funny, and I am usually just as delighted and surprised by them as we hope our audience is. So that's the thing that's changed, is I think we've expanded without any, diss to our, OG panelists, many of whom still are on the show, like Tom Bodette, the week we're speaking. It's always great to hear from these new people who are generally awesome.
Yeah, I think so too. That's nice. All right, next question. Here's a question from Ashley VDL. What hobby or sport did you try but fail miserably at?
Oh, God, we don't have enough time.
I know, I was going to say.
Because,
you told me some of these stories.
Because I am what's the word, both athletically and artistically limited, and also I have terrible ADHD, so I will get very enthusiastic about something for a little while, and then just immediately give it up. My garage is filled with sports equipment for stuff I didn't pursue. And gosh, things that I have tried over the years but gave up on. I was a bread baker for a while. I haven't done that in a long time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Was that during the pandemic?
No, actually. I was a bread baker long before the pandemic. I was already failed at that by the time the pandemic came around. I've tried surfing. I've tried soccer. And, I've tried golf, God help me. And none of those things have stuck.
Running stuck.
And it's interesting to me, out of all the things I've tried in my whole life, especially in terms of athletics, which I was never very good at, the one thing I've been consistent at is running. And I'm not quite sure why. I think it's because, maybe there's a phrase, actually, which I use in the book I wrote about running, which is those who can't play sports run. Those who can't run long. And that's basically it. It's the great athletic pursuit for people with no athletic talent.
Yeah, I think that's true.
One of the other great things about running is you don't have to apply yourself mentally, which I might have also said I have difficulty with. So you just get up and go.
Okay, well, speaking of running, this question came through Instagram through Megan Saves the Day. When you run, do you listen to music, podcasts, or just your thoughts? And don't say, wait, don't tell me.
In the book I wrote about running, I will reference it again, I write rather passionately that I think people should not be listening to anything when they run, which more than anything else I said in the book, including my call for the sacrifice of firstborn to the god Baal, brought back a lot of pushback. People are like, I have to listen to something, it's so boring. And my argument has been we spend all of our days pumping other people's thoughts into our heads. Somebody listening to this right now is doing that. And believe me, I am not saying this from a position of superiority. I do it all the time. And so I argue and generally believe that it's important to take a moment of the day, and running is a good time to do it, to just be alone with your thoughts. See what's been in there. See if anything comes out rather than constantly blocking the exits by pumping things in, if you follow the metaphor.
Yeah.
So that's what I argue. That's what I believe. And when I do that, I benefit from it in just the way that I recommend. My thoughts flow. I sometimes come up with interesting or creative ideas or perspectives, or I just end up more relaxed than I otherwise were. Do I still sometimes run with headphones and listen to the day's news podcast or whatever? Yes, because I am, like everybody else, I'm sort of an addict for distraction. I mentioned the ADHD. But I will say that the times when I do put them away and run with just the air in my ears, it's always better. And maybe what I need to do is listen to this once it's edited and recorded and put in the podcast feed to remind myself of that, but of course not listen to it while running.
Yeah, if you're listening to this right now and you're running, turn it off.
Yes.
Or stop running. Do one.
People a lot of times say to me, they say, Peter, I read your book and I think you're right about, and I'm sorry to say that I do listen to things when I'm running. I listen to your show. And I say, well, you have special dispensation. You are allowed to listen to that.
Yeah, literally.
Yes.
Don't listen to anything except for our show.
Listen to our show.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And if it's a long run and it extends beyond the show, listen to it again for the nuance.
Exactly. Okay, Peter, this one came in through the voicemail inbox. This is Butch from Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
If you had to cast yourself in a Hollywood movie about the history of Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, what actor working in Hollywood today would you cast as yourself? Thanks.
Oh.
I love this question.
It depends. Let me think. So if, these days, I should be played, depending on, how I'm doing in life and in physical health, I would be played either by Stanley Tucci if I'm doing well, or Jason Alexander if not so much. okay? All my life.
You can't just choose bald men,
Yeah,
dude.
bald man.
There's
Well,
old-
I mean, it is true they can do hair pieces. I think if you were going to do like the early days, I don't know who's Josh Gad is too old now, maybe.
Did you have hair in the early days?
I had. This is actually kind of funny. I've been balding for pretty much my entire life since I turned like 19 or so.
Okay.
But for many years, I would bald just more than anybody wanted to know.
Go
I
ahead.
balded like a lot of men do from the middle of the back of my head outward, meaning sort of like a monk's tonsure naturally grew.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Leaving, and this is the key thing, a little fringe of hair at the front, a little bit. And
Peter.
I know. And because of that, when I looked in the mirror, because I can't see the back of my head, I would see some hair. Not a lot, but some. But the thing was, to everybody else, I looked ridiculous because I was bald except for this little tuft or two tufts of hair. And your friend and mine, Doug Berman,
Oh, boy.
used to make fun of me for this. He's our founder and, benevolent
And
overlord.
has a great head of hair.
And has a great head of hair. Urgent Haircut Productions, he calls his company. And one day, he actually gave me as a present a college T-shirt. What's the college? Tufts.
Oh.
And I have this very vivid memory. I know that we're completely off topic of the answer to the question. I have this very vivid memory. It was around 2003 or 4, right? So not that long into the show, but it had been going on. And we were in Las Vegas. And I realized he was right, that I was fooling myself. It was time to embrace who I am. And I went to a barber and I said, I would like you to remove these tufts, please, and just, cut the hair back and just let me finally admit what I am and who I am. And I remember the barber saying to me, it's going to be fine. He knew that it was a good thing for me to do, but an emotional thing for me to do. But getting back to the question, who would I cast as myself? I don't know, man. I mean, if I was casting it, Tom Cruise, maybe. No,
I was going to say.
Yeah.
I was going to say the same thing.
I know, thank you.
Similar
I was
in
going to
height.
ask you, Emma, but I'm just terrified of the answer, so I don't know.
Well, I was going to say, I think we have the technology now to combine Jason Alexander and
Into
Stanley
like
Tucci.
one sort of composite ethnic bald guy. Yeah.
Exactly. Next question. Oh, actually, before I do this question, I just want to say a fun fact about you, which is my favorite fun fact about you.
Okay.
Which is that you were the writer of Dirty Dancing 2, Dirty Dancing Havana Nights.
Yes. The original writer who was massively rewritten to make the cinematic masterpiece that we all know and love.
Which is incredible. I think about this fact, I think, once every 2 weeks. So this is a fact about you.
That's more often than I think about it, but okay, go on.
M. Brunk98 wants to know, where and when would Dirty Dancing 3 be set if you wrote the script?
Here's the funny thing. First of all, I can't answer the question because what everybody needs to know about that, if they're interested, is when I wrote the first draft of the movie that then became Dirty Dancing 2 Havana Nights, I did not know I was doing it. I was writing.
What do you mean?
Well, what I mean to say is I was commissioned, this is a long time ago, by a Hollywood producer to write a movie, and the movie we came up with, again, too long to get into, was set in Cuba at the eve of the Cuban Revolution, which it turns out was like an incredibly interesting time and place that's never been adequately told and should be a movie that's not
Was it a
Dirty
drama?
Dancing. Oh, yeah, it was an absolute drama. It was centered, as Dirty Dancing 2 eventually was, on the experience of a 15-year-old girl, or late teenage, who the model for the story was 15 at the time. But be that as it may, a young American girl living in Havana who has a romance with a young Cuban guy who turns out to be involved in the revolution. And my screenplay was based as best as I could in the actual events and personalities of the time and the amazing story that transpired, blah, blah, blah. And then it was put on the shelf like most scripts are. And then it was taken down and transformed into Dirty Dancing 2 basically as a money-making opportunity because they had the rights to Dirty Dancing 2. And somebody said to the producer who had hired me to write that screenplay, hey, you've got that screenplay about the Cuban Revolution, early 2000s. Everybody loves Cuban music. Let's take that screenplay, take out all the history, all the politics, all the drama, make it about dancing and romance, and call it Dirty Dancing 2. And so that's what happened. Without, by the way, any of my...
oh, my God.
Yeah. Here's a weird thing, though, about that, if people are interested. Like I said, every line of dialogue I wrote, almost every plot point, absolutely removed. in favor of stuff that made it Dirty Dancing 2. But if you do see the movie, and I don't know if I can recommend that, there is a scene toward the beginning in which the protagonist, the female lead, attends a class at a real place. It was called the ABC School. It was a private school for the children of Americans, British people, and Canadians in Havana. English school, right? And there's a scene in which a teacher remonstrates with the lead for not paying attention or something. And that actor had that part in the movie because I wrote that part for myself. When I was writing the movie, I was a young guy. I assumed I'd be on the set, right? And I had also had some acting experience, so I wrote myself a cameo. And I described the character as I looked at the time, balding guy, early 30s, nerdy. And I assumed, again, I'd be on the set, hanging out with the director, giving thoughts. And then I would play this role. Well, obviously I wasn't. But somebody got to play the role. So there is an actor in Puerto Rico, I assume, where the movie was filmed, who owes his, his residual check to my ego. But
that's who would play you in the movie.
That's a good idea. I never thought of that. I should look him up. There you go. But the answer to the question is I don't know because I didn't mean to write Dirty Dancing 2. It wasn't my idea. But they should know that I do believe that there is going to be an actual sequel to Dirty Dancing written by the original writer of Dirty Dancing, a woman named Eleanor Bergstrom, who wrote that movie about her own experience as a young woman in the 60s going to one of these Jewish summer camps, summer resorts. So it might be coming your way, and you'll find out.
That's amazing.
Isn't it true?
Wow, what a story.
It's amazing.
Okay, awesome. Well, I have one last question for today.
Yes.
It's from Dan the Fancy Man.
Dan the Fancy Man.
He wants to know, what's your favorite underdog condiment, one that never receives top billing but should?
An underdog condiment?
It's a great question.
Oh, here it is. Ready? Harissa.
Mm-hmm.
Harissa.
Oh, interesting.
Do you know harissa? When I was
I do.
I got to live in France very briefly in the 90s. I got this writing fellowship in the south of France. It was glorious. It was amazing. And I wasn't wealthy. I was a starving writer who got to go live in France. So we ate street food a lot. And one of the best things to get was a merguez sandwich merguez, avec harissa, which was – and we're in the south of France, which is a huge North African influence, especially like in street food. And it's this deliciously spicy paste from, I believe, Algeria. It's certainly North African. That is just amazing and tasty. And in the 30 years since I was there, maybe more, I have looked around in America for a brand of harissa that may be even close to what I enjoyed. And I've come to realize that it wasn't specifically it may not have been specifically the brand of harissa they were using at those street stalls, but the fact that I was in the south of France that actually made it taste that good. But yeah, there you go. I had an answer for that one. Harissa, everybody. If you can find good stuff, it's great.
Well, if you find something good, send Peter's way.
Please,
Peter, you're going to have to try out your harissas.
If there's a good harissa out there, I want to try it.
Yes, you do. Okay, cool. Well, that's all the time we have for this bonus episode. But like I said, we had a bunch of questions for you, so we're going to have you answer some more of them in our next bonus episode in 2 weeks.
Oh, I can't wait.
It'll be Peter AMA Part 2. Yeah, it'll be awesome. Just make sure you're signed up for Wait Plus to hear it. But for now, thank you for your questions, everyone. And Peter, thanks for hanging out.
Oh, it's always a pleasure, Emma.
Yeah, it really is. Well, thanks, Peter. I'm Emma Choi, and thanks for listening to and supporting Wait, Don't Tell Me from NPR.
Support for NPR and the following message come from HomeServe. Owning a home is full of surprises, and when something breaks, it can feel like the whole day unravels. HomeServe is ready to help, bringing peace of mind to 4.5 million homeowners nationwide. Plans start at just $4.99 a month. Sign up today at homeserve.com. Not available everywhere. Most plans range between $4.99 to $11.99 a month your first year. Terms apply on covered repairs.
This message comes from Kachava. Indulge in holiday cravings with the nutrition you need from Kachava's all-in-one whole body shake. It packs 25 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber, greens, and more. High-quality ingredients with no fillers or nonsense. Try the newest flavor, limited edition chocolate mint. Go to Kachava.com and use code NPR for 15% off. That's Kachava, KACHAVA.com, code NPR.
Support for NPR and the following message come from HomeServe. It never happens at a good time. The pipe bursts at midnight. The heater quits on the coldest night. Good Thing Home Serve's hotline is available 24/7. Call to schedule a repair and a local pro will be on their way. Trusted by millions. For plans starting at $4.99 a month, go to homeserve.com. Not available everywhere. Most plans range between $4.99 to $11.99 a month your first year. Terms apply on covered repairs.